Oh my goodness. Why is that my reaction as of right now when it comes to Onyx? It's not about the price, but it's actually in regard to what could very well be announced on July 1st. To give a background story when it comes to this, Onyx is planning to announce something allegedly pretty massive on July 1st. But here's the thing. We thought it was just going to be one thing, but they recently made a post saying multiple. I am not joking. I'm going to show it on the screen. Now, nothing I say is financial advice, and I'm not telling anyone to do anything. But we thought it was just going to be maybe one thing. But now multiple, allegedly? This is pretty massive in my opinion, just because that means they're planning for multiple things, maybe on July 1st. So we gotta let this sink in. We thought it was gonna be one thing, but now there's allegedly more. Onyx themselves made a post saying how developers said something about July 1st coming with multiple surprises for Onyx. Again, the key word there is multiple. It's not like they said with a surprise. That's not the case. They said with multiple surprises. Surprises being plural. Now, this is pretty impressive because I thought originally, alongside with a bunch of other people, we thought it was going to be one thing and one thing only, right? Maybe we thought, okay, it could be a partnership maybe, or an upgrade, or maybe they changed the burn mechanism when it comes to the gas fees on Goliath, their layer 1 blockchain, which are all hypothetical possibilities in theory. But we thought it was just going to be one thing, though. That's the thing. We didn't know that it was going to be multiple. So the fact that they even made a post about this, it kind of showcases that, again, there could be very well multiple things on July 1st. And what is it? We're around, less than 2 weeks away from that. So that's the thing. It's not like we have to wait, another 2 or 3 months. That's not the case. And if I take a look at it, okay, what could it be? Now, some people have mentioned a major partnership, which, I could see. Maybe a partnership with Ripple or Stellar. Now, people like to say, whoa, that sounds too far-fetched. Not necessarily, in my opinion, because take a look at Zebic, its closest competitor, literally. Zebic recently had a partnership with Ripple and Stellar. So if that could have it, why can't this? That's just my mindset. I don't think it's too far-fetched. Onyx, keep in mind, reached around $1 billion in terms of market cap last year. Zebic only reached around half of that last year at their both respective peaks, right, last year. So if we think about it, Onyx is historically more popular than Zebic. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a fan of Zebic, but I'm just saying it how it is. That's just what I noticed. So if Zebic, a historically less popular project than Onyx, can have a partnership with Ripple and as well as Stellar, why can't this? So again, that's something I'm keeping in the back of my mind as of right now. I won't be able to know for sure because, of course, we're not on July 1st, but I'm just saying it is something that is on my mind as of right now. Now, something else could be that, people have been saying, who knows, it's a new listing maybe when it comes to this. That wouldn't surprise me. Why not, right? I mean, I'm not going to be upset at that. And we've seen what happened when it comes to Onyx when it first got listed on Upbit, for instance. Upbit is one of the biggest exchanges out there in the world that's based in South Korea. So, that was a major achievement when it comes to Onyx. However, also on top of that, maybe some people have been saying a new upgrade when it comes to the wallet or something like that, or maybe the AI agent, or maybe just Goliath, its layer 1 blockchain. Yeah, that could be as well. But here's the thing, again, they just confirmed that it's multiple, right? So it's not just going to be one thing. So it could be in tandem. It could be maybe a partnership and an upgrade, or maybe it could be a new upgrade and then, let's say, an enterprise or something like that announcing that they're going to be building on Goliath, their layer 1 blockchain. Again, we just got confirmation that it's literally multiple. It's not one thing. This is why I'm so kind of surprised when it comes to this. Just when I thought that Onyx can't really outdo themselves, they say something like that. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people have been saying, if it's July 1st and then the announcements are lackluster, let's say it's not that exciting, it's such a big letdown. I can understand that because I would feel that way too. I would feel that way because if, let's say, they hype us for July 1st, they make so many posts about it, and yet it's a letdown on July 1st, yeah, I'd be really disappointed. I mean, am I going to give up when it comes to Onyx if that was the case? No. I mean, Onyx, I still like it fundamentally even as of right now. So July 1st, whatever they announce then, it's just like the multiple cherries on top, right? It's just kind of the icing on the cake, basically. I already like the cake anyways, but the icing just kind of sets it off. So when it comes to this, it's a little bit no different. I like Onyx at its core anyways. It's focused on global trade and finance, but what they're planning to announce on July 1st, that's something I'm a little bit curious about, and I don't want to be let down when it comes to that, because the price charts is a different case. You know, Onyx can't control that. That's going to be dependent on the market sentiment overall. So that's not a major complaint when it comes to me. But what they announce and what they partner up with or anything like that, that's within their control. So I'd be upset if on July 1st they don't make a major announcement that is in line with their kind of, I guess, talk about it, because they keep talking about it, right? Because they keep hyping it up, and then it gives this vibe where we're looking forward so much to it, or for it, I should say. So it better be something cool. But again, looking at Onyx's track record, historically speaking, they don't typically let me down in a sense where they try to make a major announcement and then it turns out it's not. They don't have a track record, or history, I should say, of doing that. Other projects out there, they have a history of doing like pranks and stuff like this, but when it comes to Onyx, I just don't see it, because last year, remember, they were saying, oh, they're going to be launching something pretty cool or something like that. I heard that talk, right? And then suddenly they announced the testnet of Goliath. So that was a major one right there, right? You know, that was a really big one. And then they said next year, so from 2025, of course, next year being this year in 2026, they said they were going to be announcing the mainnet, or launching the mainnet, I should say, of Goliath, their layer 1 blockchain. And guess what? It came into fruition. We literally have Goliath as of right now. So Onyx does not have a history of doing pranks and stuff like that. They have a history of actually following through with what they want to announce, and it usually doesn't let me down in a sense where it doesn't make me upset in regard to the anticipated announcement. Now, they could maybe, you know, do something completely different this time around. I have no idea, but I'm just saying they don't have a track record, or history, I should say, of doing that. So yes, as of right now, Onyx, people like to say, wow, this is not doing good. Yeah, okay, I mean, it's not even up 1% in the past week, so it's not that good, people like to say, but, you know, to me anyways, this is all background noise, because keep in mind, we're around 6 times lower than its peak last year. Around 6 times lower. And Onyx is planning to announce something massive, or multiple things that are massive, I should say, allegedly on July 1st. And I think they improved by quite a lot. At Onyx's peak last year, we didn't see Goliath in terms of the mainnet. We didn't see, you know, them talking about an upcoming major announcement on July 1st. We didn't see that. But now we do. So I think Onyx has improved by quite a lot. Need I remind people that 10% of gas fees when it comes to Goliath, they're burned. So that's pretty impressive, right, when it comes to Onyx. Not to mention, we take a look at the Onyx AI Agent version 2 and what that could maybe become moving forward. We'll wait and see. And then also on top of that, you know, sure, people like to say, oh, a lot of projects out there have wallets, but at least Onyx has an aspect of that too. So yeah, there's still things going on behind the scenes, and I think Onyx is just way better than where it once was last year, fundamentally. So if the market could maybe recover, this is just my mindset, right? If Onyx just goes back to around $1 billion in terms of market cap, we're around 6 times lower than that. Wow, you know, that's just my reaction. If it could go back there, time for me to go to Red Lobster. Seriously, you know, it's time for me to go to Chili's, you know, Sizzler, the restaurant. Time for me to go to Ruth's Chris, just because we've had that much of a pullback. I get it, it may not look that good, but I don't mind the dip. I like the dip when it comes to my chicken tenders, and I also like the dip when it comes to the space. It's a little bit no different. But yeah, besides that point, my favorite dip of all time, by the way, is Ken's Steakhouse, you know, the ranch dressing. Wow, that is really good. But yeah, besides that point. When it comes to Onyx, I'm looking forward to maybe what they could announce on July 1st. Or multiple things, I should say. However, I'll be sure to make a follow-up video when it comes to what they announce at that time. But in the meantime, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Willie the Captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.